I know, but she keeps breaking it up. Just do
Life
it all
in
at
New York,
once.
it's Saturday night. Is that what you wanted?
Anna just texted me. Here to say I thought Halbin was a member of Zero Base One.
Everyone does.
Singular. Me too.
Everyone thinks that the first time they learn about Zero Base One, they're like, who's this Halbin I keep hearing about?
I still don't know all the ZB1 members. However,
Okay, test. Go.
Tay-Ray.
There's 9 of them. Yeah, okay, Tay-Ray.
Tay-Ray. Ricky.
Uh-huh.
Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
Gyubin.
Mm-hmm.
Zhang Hao.
Mm-hmm. The other half of Halbin.
I'm getting there. I'll come back to that. Jiyoung.
Mm-hmm.
Can I phone a friend?
Okay.
Hey, help
Yeah.
me.
Hanbin.
Hanbin.
And you have 2 more. You have the Maknae and Terra's Bias.
Terra's Bias. Gunuk.
Yup. And
Okay.
then the Maknae. The only straight one right now.
Can you give me the first letter?
Why?
Why? Yubin?
Close.
Yunbin.
No. You gotta change this.
Yoonjin.
Yeah, Yoojin.
Yoojin.
Yoonjin is in Le Seraphim.
Right. Whole different
job.
gender even.
You know them all.
Really?
That was 9.
Did I name them all?
Yes.
Good job, me. This is me patting myself on the back.
Now you can go to their tour.
Hey, how y'all doing?
How been y'all doing?
How been y'all doing?
We're Cherry Notes.
I'm Soul.
I'm M. You should know us by now, I hope.
I hope it's been 10 episodes.
It's been a while. It's 11. Whoa.
It's been a while.
10. We had a lovely dinner.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
Soul had about 3 margaritas.
Sure have. And
I
counting.
Had
I took one home, babe.
had a pina colada for the first time ever in my life. That wasn't like a virgin one.
Mm-hmm.
It's dessert, and I'm sipping on some soju.
You're feeling great.
We work intoxicated. It's kind of nice. I have no masters. In 2 weeks, we'll be in LA.
For SM Town.
And I'll be going to Wango Tango and SM Town.
Yes.
And also hopefully Chloe Moriando and Ali Evanson. So go me.
We will be seeing NCT Dream, NCT 127,
NCT Wish.
NCT Wish, Chanyeol,
Wavy.
Suho,
Kai. Red Velvet.
Red Velvet,
Sans.
Rise?
Yuri and Wendy. Yes, Rise. TVXQ. aespa.
I forgot that aespa was a part of it.
Kika said the same thing to me today.
Holy
She was like,
fuck.
holy shit, I forgot they're there. Navis is performing. Yippee.
The AI group?
It's one girl, and yeah, that's when everyone sits down and laughs.
Oh.
I go pee.
Right.
And yeah, you sit there and watch a screen. Like, that technology was cool back in, like, 2012 when I saw Hatsune Miku open for Lady Gaga, but, like,
Right.
not anymore. Like, I don't care.
Do you remember, like, the first, like, AI CGI influencer?
Oh, yeah, it was weird.
Young Michaela?
But it was, like, made by men, right?
I think so. She looked so real, though.
Back then, yeah. I bet
Yeah.
if we looked at her now, we'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's a robot.
Exactly. I feel like Hatsune Miku looked more real than her.
I love Miku.
When she opened, or, like, played Coachella, revolutionary.
Miku?
Last year? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Coachella, and Cella, and Hypen,
And hyping.
let's talk about it.
I don't really want to.
Okay.
I mean, we can, but I'm kind of sick. Speaking of Enhypen, though,
Yes.
I got send off for Enhypen.
Silent screams.
So that means that in approximately 4 months,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be able to speak to Jay
Mhm.
and hopefully deliver the playlist I've been making for him over the past year and a half that now has over 100 songs on it. But I just can't stop thinking about him, you know? So I'm going to give him that and we'll see where it goes.
Best of luck to you, brother.
But speaking of playlists, I did deliver a playlist to
You sure did.
Mizuki of 108, and we got back from New York City this week. Couldn't have been a better time in my life.
I agree wholeheartedly. It was my first time visiting New York. I don't like setting expectations for trips.
Me either.
However, I did have a couple manifestations and I was like, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And I feel like all the things that I wanted to happen did. And the overall vibe of the things that happened were the 108 meet and greet, fan sign, whatever you want to call it, is going to be awesome.
Right.
Em and Ingrid are going to have a great time. And guess what happened?
Both of those things.
Both of those things.
The reason I was holding back my laughter
Sure.
is because I was thinking about when it was 11/11 and we all made wishes, and Soul was the only one who made a wish for like anyone else. I want Em and Ingrid to have a good time at the concert,
did.
and I'm like, but you know what? My wish was fulfilled. But it was self-indulgent alongside Ingrid's self-indulgent wish. But all of our wishes came true, so I think that that's great.
Correct.
Have you guys ever listened to Josh Groban? Because I think that you guys should.
Relax.
I can't help it. You know that I love him.
And this will all be included in the vlog that we put out. If you're listening to this, the vlog is out.
You should have seen a video that includes content of us for about 25 minutes.
Correct. I tried my best to make it as short as possible. However, there was one part in the vlog that I kept in because one thing about Em, she's going to tell a story. And when she tells a story, her delivery is everything to me. And so I kept a good chunk of that in the vlog. So I hope you enjoy that. I tried to cut it down as much as possible. However, it was still great start to finish.
I was physically assaulted by a middle-aged woman that was sitting next to me on a plane. It couldn't have been a shorter plane ride, and yet she made it feel as though I was flying coast to coast. So, props to her.
Oh my god.
Mind you, okay, like, I know this is in the video, probably. I think I'm just going to tell the story on here. Not
Go
the
ahead.
whole thing.
Yeah.
But, like, because a lot of it is physical comedy. But
Correct.
imagine you're sitting down and someone just grabs your leg as a way to support themselves, to shift around in their chair. And also just fully leans their body into you constantly when they're rearranging themselves. And I was like really grateful that I wasn't sitting next to a man on the plane because they do man spread. It doesn't matter. She did it anyway. And consistently was reaching across me to open up and close the window shade because I had the window seat. And she didn't give a gaff that I was like the one in charge of the window. You know, like that's my duty. She just ripped like the roles and responsibilities away from me. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I want. And I was like, all right, but like I guess seniority and age something. But then we're in row 18 out of 20 on this plane. Like I'm at the back of the bitch, okay? Like I can smell the toilet when they open and close the door. And the second this plane's wheels hit the ground, her seatbelt clicks and she's standing up. I was like, Mama, we not going nowhere. Like, and then she's like irritated.
It's gonna be about 4 minutes.
She's like irritated that like no one's like hustling. There's a lot of people in front of us. And then she like looks, I'm still buckled. Like I'm in my seat. And she's like turns down and looks back to me like, oh, these people are taking forever. And I was like, do you see me? I'm in no hurry to exit this plane because I'm waiting my damn turn. Yeah, she was a hoot and a holler. Touching a stranger constantly is crazy. Like, don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. There's no reason for you to be touching me. Especially, like, you didn't even introduce yourself.
I don't even know your name, dog.
I was like, okay, 18C. Reel it in.
Me and Ingrid landed, and immediately upon landing, we get out the plane. We are still, like, in the gate. We haven't left.
Yeah.
Man just body checks me. Brother, look up. I'm so serious. No, listen. I understand if you like have a roll on whatever that you're looking down at. He fully walked into me and I was like, dude, what the hell?
He thought he was in the beginning of Les Mis.
Look down. Look down. Don't look her in the eyes. And he didn't.
We're gonna phone a friend for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hold on. I'm going to get my headphones.
Okay. I wish I had a nice little anecdote. I don't know. I'm thinking. Okay, so yesterday on my drive to Chicago, 1 or 8 had an Instagram live where they were announcing the official fandom name for, like, you know, their fans of the aka fandom. And initially they were called Day Ones as, like, I guess, like a placeholder. I mean, they have a whole song called, like, Day Ones that's like, all we ever need a day ones. Like, it's a very cute song. They sang it at the concert even. And then they decided to call us Wonders. So, sure. A very sweet, very cute video. And then we got a spoiler for a new song and we're cooked, essentially. Like, that's all I can say. It's like a first official love song. It's called like 365. I named it that as like a gift to Wonders. Like, they gave us the name of the fandom a full year after the members for 1 or 8 were officially decided. And then the 365 song is also like a gift to Wonders. It's very cute. Loved watching it. Me and Ingrid were freaking out the whole time. And they're just very silly and sweet, and love them so much. Can't wait for them to be super successful because they're well on their way.
We're phoning a friend, if you can hear that.
Hey. Oh my god, konnichiwa, fine shit. You look good. You're glowy.
So all day leading up to the actual fan sign, I was so nervous. So unbelievably nervous.
Soul was not feeling well.
I was not feeling good. Like,
you were nonverbal.
exactly. As soon as I woke up, first of all, Mary was above me and I said, "Hey, how y'all doing?" And they went, "Do you want a bagel and a latte?" And I said, "Sure do, brother." And they left. And so I forced myself to eat that bagel, started getting ready for 1 or 8. And I was like, dude, I'm not going to be able to eat anything. Nobody touched me. Like, I do not feel well. And then we got pizza beforehand?
Yes.
Yeah.
We got pizza.
We sure did.
I had to eat because I was like really not feeling good. My bagel sandwich that I got, I had about 2 bites of. I couldn't do it. I was like so over eating bagel sandwiches for breakfast, and I just felt really anxious. So we went and got pizza. And while we were there, One Republic came on the radio, and Ingrid had a cry. Like a very cinematic,
Just a
singular
little.
tear, singular tear rolling down her cheek. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Got to the fan sign, checked in, got our signed Polaroids.
It's like we've talked about this so much that I'm like, holy fuck.
I've literally explained this to like all my coworkers, all my friends
Now
that like weren't fucking there. That
Now that it's time for the pod, I'm like, brother, I'm so tired of talking about this. But I'm not. Like, I'm also beating it dead.
exactly.
Okay, so like for the record, when we got our signed Polaroids, I pulled Tsubasa, Ingrid pulled Ryota,
As
and
expected.
Soul pulled Neo. So we were like, okay, we can trade. The people in the line were unapproachable initially. Like, we really, like, I don't know, we just felt really out of place, I think. Like, all of us were like awkward, and we had like Soul and Ingrid had made these, or like Soul and Tara and Ingrid had made these freebies for like to give out like to the line, and we were just like so anxious that and like everyone else was kind of just like, I don't know. I think it was probably the anxiety in our head that like people were being unwelcoming. Yeah, so we were like really excited to trade, and then when we were walking down the line, we were like, oh my god, like we're never gonna be able to trade.
And those rude people were the same people that did not give a gaff. Like,
They
we
did
gave
not give
a
a
gaff.
gaff.
These were all random, mind you. And so they pulled out their signed Polaroids and went, "Who is this?"
Half of them had Mizuki, and I was like, bitch, if you don't give me your card right now. I was like, oh, like, are you guys trading? And they were like, no. And I was like,
Do you even know who that is?
no, cause I know you don't, because I just heard you saying that you don't know who that is. There was this group of people in front of us that were very friendly and very excitable. And so I kind of like approached them and was like, oh, like, are any of you guys trading? And they were like, oh, who are you trading for? And I was like, I really want Mizuki, blah, blah, blah. And this one person was like, oh, I just traded for him. Like, I've been like, can't stop looking at him for the past few weeks. And I was like, oh, damn. Okay, cool. Got it. It was interesting because this is the first event that I think any of us have been to where the queue order is determined by what your ticket purchase was. Mm-hmm. So everything for the event we organized in the order of our queue number from ticketing. So we were in like the 40s, and like Soul had like 51. So we're pretty close, I would say. Like, I mean, initially we were standing back in like the hundreds. Yeah, and then we lined up and met some lovely people when we rearranged in the queue, traded around a little bit, and I ended up with a Rhea, which was like, I still wanted that Mizuki card bad though.
By Ryota.
I did trade Ryota away, but you got your Tsubasa, so it's okay.
I got Baba.
Soul was literally like, don't touch me until it's over.
Wait, you forgot something
What did I forget?
that happened when we were standing in line.
Oh, I keep forgetting that happened.
I did it.
Because I was the only
did
one that
not.
clocked it. That's why.
Because my back was fully to the road. But like,
Same.
then when I turned and I saw like his profile, I was like, oh yeah, like after you said that. Yeah. And then Ingrid was having a full-blown meltdown, being like, is that actually Tsubasa? Is that actually him? And we were like, yes.
Yeah. Literally,
envelope in hand.
So me deadpan with the freebies in my bag in my hands, and I look across the street and I make eye contact with this man, and he waves at me. I wave back at him, and I go, "Hey, chat, that was Tsubasa."
Hey, chat.
And Ingrid goes, "Now, was that really him?" And I go, "Dude, yeah, he was literally just like wearing a staff shirt, same height, same build, same side profile. Like that, we made eye contact. That was him." And Ingrid is
Moles and all.
Oh God.
But the thing is, I couldn't do anything about it. What the hell was I gonna do? Tsubasa! Like, nobody else around me clocked him either. It was literally just me and like maybe one other person that were like,
oh my God. See, that's the thing, is nobody give a gaff. Like, if I was turned around, things would have been different.
If Ingrid would have clocked Tsubasa eye to eye, she would have been across the street.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To give Tsubasa his necklace. My stomach hurt really bad after that.
I could tell Ingrid's mood changed a lot.
We got in the fan sign, and Ingrid was like trying to find her ticket, like kind of scrambling a little bit, and I said, "Girl, get there." And she goes, "I'm trying." Yeah, it wasn't loading.
I don't care, because it ended up like leading to us meeting Amani, but like if Ingrid hadn't had this situation with her ticket, we would have been closer.
I'm sorry.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was supposed to be that way. We wouldn't have met Amani if we didn't end up where we were. And Amani is very important to our experience.
Ingrid scans in. We finally go in there. We're nervous as all hell because we're like, what the hell is about to happen? Then they make an announcement over the thing that's like, if you have an album, you can only have the album signed.
Me with my non-existent album.
Us pulling up with my One Republic albums.
Which we should have done.
Well, we didn't know that an album was an option because they don't have one.
Correct. And so they were like, if you have an album, you can only have that album signed. If not, you get a tour poster. And we're like, okay, so we'll get the tour poster, whatever. And then from then, the girl that is next to Ingrid and M starts talking to them.
I don't even remember what sparked the conversation.
I don't even know either. All I know is...
It was like a question.
Yeah.
She asked me a question.
And like me and Ingrid looked at each other after she had asked us the question. And me and Ingrid like link heads and go, Swan. Swan AF.
Right.
If you know the meme...
You swan, he frog.
Exactly. That is all we were quoting in New York. Whenever we saw like the prettiest person ever, we'd go, Swan.
Swan.
So there was a swan next to us, and we go, Swan.
Swan.
And then we thought nothing of it. And then she kept talking to us, and we go...
Because she was giggling at our jokes.
Exactly.
And that's a great sign, because we do not make any sense.
Exactly. She got all of them immediately. And then she was also like kind of nervous to be like, okay, so like I have this game that I play with like some of my K-pop friends sometimes, but it's kind of weird. And we're like, bring it on.
I promise it's not weird to us.
And then she starts naming different groups and blah, blah, blah. And then we officially like introduce ourselves afterwards. And like, we're so locked in. Amani, if you're listening to this, we love you. And then the fan sign actually starts. The members come out.
I'm acting like I'm there right now. I'm like, ooh, they looked so good.
This must be how veterans feel when they hear fireworks on the 4th of July. We gonna have to cut that out.
No, that's staying.
That is staying in.
Awesome.
They come out. We can't believe that they are in 3D. Soma's the first person that we are going to meet in, like, according to the line.
I said, ooh, you got a soul. Good luck.
Good luck.
The last time that we had a fan type of meet interaction thing, M was the first to go.
And it was a horrible experience, and I would like to never do that again.
Correct. So M immediately goes, not first. And so since Soma's the first one, I go, you know what? Fine, whatever. I'll go. It's getting down to like the last 3 people before Soma, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, they line us up in order, whatever.
Why am I there right now? I'm like,
no, I'm literally like, my hands are sweating. My stomach hurts.
Mind you, I'm still anxious as all hell. Like, I'm trying to lock in as much as I can. I'm still like shaky. M touches my shoulder. Ingrid slaps it away and goes, don't touch her.
And I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot.
I don't remember that.
You did. You
You
slapped her.
grabbed my hand away, and I was like, oh my god, you're right. I'm so sorry, because I was trying to like comfort Soul.
The staff hands me my poster, and I'm ready to go. And then she goes, "Okay, go ahead." And then I'm in front of Soma, and I black out. I lock in. I go, "Hey, Soma, what's up?" Like I'm talking. He interrupts me and goes, "Like your shirt." I hear just slapping behind me because.
Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. You are making that so less enthusiastic than what he actually said. Because he was like, "I like your shirt." It wasn't, "I like your shirt."
Okay.
Just letting you know, because that's what I mean, Ingrid jumping up and down.
We're like, yippee, the styling team.
We literally had a whole styling meeting prior to me packing for the show, being like, all right, guys, what do I have to pack? What's my show outfit? Like, what's going to happen here? They literally picked out and bought this shirt. It was Soma, then Ryota. No. It was Soma.
Rhea.
Takaru,
Ryota. No,
Ryota was
Mizuki
before
Ryo.
Takaru.
Was Mizuki in between them?
No, Mizuki was in the middle before Yuga. It was like Mizuki, Yuga, Tsubasa, Neo. I swear it was like Ryota and then Takaru before Mizuki, because they always have to be next to each other.
Right. I don't remember. The middle part gets a little muddy, but
Yeah.
I remember the beginning and the end.
So yeah, we get through the fan sign. I have my little individual interactions. I'm not going to go into detail because
That's sacred.
that's sacred, and it also doesn't make sense half the time. But I will say Neo's was really funny because that's my best friend. I get up to Neo and I go, we start yapping, and I go, just so you know, I'm gonna be spitting Big Sean's verse bar for bar. He goes, oh really? And I go, yup, you gonna see me. And I like put my hand on the table and I go, you gonna see me. And he goes, got it, understood. And he giggles a little bit. And I feel like I made a good chunk of them laugh, which is all I was kind of aiming to do. I didn't want to be like awkward and just kind of staring at them.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, looking forward to it. Who was next in line?
Ingrid.
Was it Ingrid?
It was
Okay.
me.
Okay, go ahead.
When I got to Soma, I was like, okay, easy, light work. Me trying to pretend that I wasn't really intimidated by how beautiful he was. I was just like, oh, I like your outfit. And then, like, I was just giving, like, the first 3-4 of them compliments. When I get to Ryota, I'm like, hey, I like your necklace. And he just looks at me. And I'm like, oh, my God, did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? And I'm like, your necklace. And I'm, like, tapping, like, I'm, like, doing, like, chest taps. I'm like, your necklace. And he's like, oh, thank you. And he's, like, nodding. And I'm like, yeah.
The way
And he
Ingrid's
was like-
voice is shaking like she's there right now.
It was a really emotional moment for me. And I was like, I had a script, for Ryota. And before I left, I was like, should I do it? Should I not do it? But I'm like, you know what? He didn't really get my last bit. So I'm like, I have to do this. And I look at him, like, dead in the eye. And, like, with my hands, I'm like, Kimi wa kakoi desu. Which means, you are cool. And he's just like, oh, arigato, arigato. And I was like, okay. I was like, it's in the bag. We're good.
We got it.
And I witnessed it.
We got it, team.
It really did happen.
I want M to tell my next interactions, the next two. Because
you have Mizuki and Yuga left.
Mizuki, I almost fell over when I got to him. Because he's just really, like, pretty.
That part.
And I was like, oh my God. I don't remember what I said to him. Same thing with Yuga. He's scary. Not in, like, a bad way.
I just remembered looking at Yuga, having nothing to say, and going, because he's wearing a sparkly jacket, I go, I
Oh
like
my
your
God.
sparkles.
I remember hearing this.
I was
I
like,
remember hearing that.
I was like, I like your sparkles. It's very nice. Your style is awesome. Your voice is beautiful. And he goes, thanks.
Okay, so Ingrid Tsubasa interaction. Thankfully, I was so taken aback by Yuga that I had no words to say to him besides, hi, how are you? And then I just stared at him. So he probably thinks I hate him. I was just like speechless. I was like eavesdropping on Ingrid's conversation with Tsubasa, and she does the whole like, hi, how are you? Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I said hi to him?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And then and then she goes, "You're my favorite member." Like, and I was like, there she goes. And he like leans. Okay, I have to show Ingrid this because she doesn't realize.
I don't remember.
And he goes, "Oh, thank you for loving me." And I was like, "Oh, she's dead." She didn't remember. I had to tell her. And then after that, she gets down on the table, like leaned over, eye to eye, and is like, "I made you a necklace. Like, it's in a letter over there," like pointing like over at the letters. And I'm like, "Yup." And he was like, "Oh, really? Thank you." And then I think that was pretty much it. And then
Yeah,
moved
because
on to Neo.
I had to move. Allegedly, I caused a traffic jam. Streets are saying I caused a traffic jam.
I mean, I was standing there and I was like, "Hey, you go.
Listen,
This is awkward, isn't it?"
You said this guy over here, you know?
I did not realize that I got on the table. I just really had to make sure that he heard me. Because I'm like, this is really sensitive information.
People were being loud behind us,
Yeah.
which, like, the staff had to, like, shush them a couple times, which, valid, but also, it's a room full of, like, 100 people max. Like, you don't need to be yelling about shit and, like, singing along to the songs that are playing. There's only 3 of them. You don't gotta be doing all that.
You don't gotta sing them every time they come on.
You'll have an opportunity to do that later.
That part.
When they perform.
Correct. So I had to make sure that he heard me. I do remember when I like told him about the necklace and he was like, "Really?" I remember that because I was like, "Okay, gunshot." But he's such a sweet person and I love him so bad, and I know that he's listening to this because he's the #1 Cherry Notes listener.
One thing
fan.
about 108, they love Cherry Notes.
That part. And then I got to Neo. Did you guys watch the video that I sent when they're like leaving the stage? And I'm like, "Subasa."
And you meant that.
I
was
did.
thinking
I
about
meant
the
it
one where
every
they're
time.
Outside, when they're outside. Subasa!
I'm like, "Ryota hasn't come out yet." And you're like, "Ryota's gone."
Ryota was ripe.
Ryota's been gone, babe.
I was like, "Oh."
He in the car, his seatbelt's on.
Okay, and then I got to Neo. And I was like, at this point, I was just like tired. Like my adrenaline was like down, is what I mean.
You're crashing.
Like, yeah. Like I felt calm, but I didn't have that like panic in me that I had the first 7 people at the table. I had planned to ask him, I was like, "Do you guys get nervous about these things too?" And I did not catch what he said. I have no idea what he said. But then, if you would like to tell this part of the story, I like when you tell it.
So Ingrid like physically does this move. And she was like, "I was standing back there and my knees were knocking, brother." And she's like literally like reenacting like a cartoon, like knees moving. And Neo had a good old chuckle about it.
He was laughing. I made him laugh.
Yeah, I think like he ended up asking if like Ingrid was excited for the show, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like you're gonna see us." And he's like, "Oh, I better." And then I like grabbed her arm and I was like, "No, you're gonna see us." But I also was like, when Neo was laughing, I like everything Ingrid was saying to the members was really funny, so I kept like hitting her because I was laughing about it while I was trying to have my interactions, but I was like distracted by her being funny. So but like when she was talking to Neo, I literally like hit her, and then I like look at Tsubasa and I like point at Ingrid and I'm like laughing like, "This fucking bitch."
This girl over here.
Because I didn't say much to Tsubasa besides, like, I was just like, "Oh, like, blah, blah, hi, how are you? Like, I'm so excited for your Young Blood cover." Like,
I straight up lied to Baba.
what do you say to him?
I literally
my
went,
God.
I said Young Blood is my favorite song ever. He goes, "Really?"
My favorite song
That's
ever.
so-
Listen, it's one of my favorite songs. However, that is the only emotion that I could that I could like portray, which was like, it's my favorite song of all time.
Do you guys think it was, like, literally, like, a life achievement for him to be able to have a song, like, written by Ryan Tedder?
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. I don't want to go there. Not tonight.
Okay, let me go through my fan sign experience really quickly. Me and Ingrid drop our letters off in the little letter bin. My letter consists of just a sweet little notes, me spelling perseverance wrong, and a QR code to a playlist that I made for Mizuki. I just said like the first thing that was off the top of my head for all of them, because if I tried to practice, I knew I was gonna like stutter over whatever the hell I was saying.
Same.
So like first, I mostly talked about like their covers if they had them. Like for Soma, I was like, oh my god, I love your cover so much, and he was like, cash in, cash out, and I was like, damn straight, cash in, cash out. For Rhea, I was just like, I had nothing to say besides you're so handsome, because facts. And then I like complimented Ryota's outfit. I told Takaru I love his dancing. And then I get to Mizuki. World fucking stop.
Right.
Head empty. Like, he looked up at me and I was like, girl, help. Somebody come get her.
You said, damn, that shit breathtaking, dog.
No, like, I seriously didn't have words. So I was just like, hi, how are you? And he was like, good. And I was like, I'll die. Shut up. And then I was like, oh, like, I'm so excited for Tokyo Drift. And he was like, oh, yeah, like, me too, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, thanks. No indication that I so excited to be in his presence. Get to Yuga, nothing to say to that man. Just looking at him, I was like, the only thing I was going to say was, okay, Jungkook. And I know he would have loved to hear that, but I was like, it feels rude. So I just didn't.
Right.
But I think he would have, like, giggled. And then I'll get to Tsubasa, talk about Youngblood, get to Neo. I don't even know what I said to Neo. I was just like, oh, I was like, we've been waiting. I was like, I've been waiting to be here for a long time. And he was like, okay, like, blah, blah. But they're all, like, super nice, obviously. And then after I leave the like, fan sign line and come back to everybody, Sol and Ingrid are like, did you tell Mizuki about the playlist? No, the fuck I didn't. No, I fucking didn't. Because I forgore. But then our dear sweet friend Amani was like, oh, well, maybe you can tell him about it during the group photo. And I was like, you're so smart.
The brain on that woman is crazy.
Yeah. So they all like ended up leaving after everybody was done with the fan sign. And then they were organizing for the group photo. And these two goated ass girls
Sweet
in front
angels.
of us
We
were
love
like
you.
counting down, because it was 5 chairs, and initially it said there was supposed to be 6, but I'm sure for whatever logistics or whatnot, it ended up being 5. And these girls are like, who do you want to sit in front of? Who do you want to sit in front of? And she's like counting us down and reorganizing us, and I was like, you got it. Like, thank you.
In the bag.
Yeah. So I was in front of Mizuki, and Sol was in front of Soma, and Ingrid got to be in front of Basa. And I did my little heart with Mizuki.
I did my heart with Soma. I asked for it, and he was like, well, of course. And I said, thanks, King. And then we stood there for like 2 minutes. Because
It was so long. The pictures, they were just...
It felt like forever.
2 pictures of me making direct contact with Mizuki was crazy. Like, and we just need to find out if Baba's the one who gave Ingrid cat ears.
I didn't ask for anything. I went in there and I was like, you know what? I'm just happy to be here. And honestly, if I turn around, I'm going to start yapping again. And we can't have that, because I am incapable of having a normal social interaction. So I just sat down like the good little child that I am and took the pictures. But as that was happening, I swear to God, I felt something on my head, and my bets are either it's Tsubasa or Takaru. So we find out in 3 to 4 weeks.
It just makes sense that it would be Tsubasa, because you already told him that he was your favorite member.
Listen, if it was Tsubasa, I think,
Cut everyone else out of the picture.
I'm not going to say it on the pod.
I mean, we can cut it out. Just say
I'm
it.
going to bomb.
I'm gonna bomb.
When we were on the plane and I was listening to my first draft of the Baba playlist, and Godspeed by Frank Ocean came on, and I started bawling my eyes out, and I look at Sol and I'm like, this is my bomb, but I'm on the plane.
And then I just turn away from Ingrid and act like I don't know her.
It's the fact that I didn't even ask.
He knows.
Yeah.
Why would Takaru do that for you? Plus, I think
Me and Takaru like this.
This is the other thing, though, is that the girl who, because you were you first? Were you at the very end? You were one.
No, it was the other girl because she wanted to be with Neo.
Oh, so the thing is that the girl that was next to me, she was like, oh, I want to be with Takaru or Mizuki, but I know you like Mizuki. So
yeah, I remember that.
So I'm pretty sure she asked Takaru for an interaction.
It's like every time I I'm told something about this experience, it just gets worse and worse. And I just can't do this anymore, Mr. Spank.
I just kept thinking about the fact that she knew that I liked Mizuki, so she was just like, go ahead and
That
have
was
it,
so
girl.
nice of her.
No, I know. But, like, she was still kind of close to him, but it was like...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she would have asked Takeru for an interaction, though, because they did not seem like shy people at all. The only thing is I barely turned up to Mizuki. I didn't fully look at him when I asked for the heart, and he was just like, of course. And then I was touching him, and I was like...
See, I look like Marco Antonio Solís. ¿A dónde vamos a parar? See, this is why 108 was T-Him, because I just... And the funny thing is, now that Em brings it up, she's like, Ingrid was being really funny all down the I wasn't even trying. When I got to Neil, I was dead serious. It is.
Good stuff. Group photo went great.
So after the group photo, then we just
went pee,
got in our spots again.
Got the winks. They called us. They called us one by one to like get in the spot that we wanted to, and luckily we were in the first 50. And we got in a spot that we wanted to be in, and it was awesome. Amani was like, what, 60? 61? Yeah, but there were like slews of numbers that just weren't there. Mm-hmm. So we kind of got lucky. Like, there were like barely anybody between like 20 and 30 that were honestly like... But when we got our drinks, like I ordered my classic double Tito's soda with lime, and the bartender was like, okay, it's $32. And I was like... That's $1 million. And he said, it's Manhattan. So, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I like stepped to the side while I'm like paying. And I go, do you have any straws, or is that Manhattan too? And he was like, yeah, I don't. And I was like, cool.
Yeah, no. And then as soon as you came back, I was like, now how much was that? And you go, $32. I said, fine.
35 after tip.
Oh, I was like, you know what? Man, whatever. And so I go up there and I go, can I get a double tequila Sprite? And he goes, yeah. Puts it in, $20. I go, oh,
that's the well difference.
Yeah.
Show starts, lose our shit.
And what did we do? We went bar for bar
on Big Sean's
verse.
And with Soma on Cash In Cash Out, and during Don't Tell Nobody. And like, we knew all the songs that were like unreleased, so we just like, our energy was nuts, and they definitely knew, because they like spent a lot of time on our side of the stage because of it.
We had our fan experiences, and that was awesome. Like, it was such a good time. And hey, at the end of the day, this all started when we wanted to get in our bag, and guess what? We did.
Bag time live accomplished.
Now what?
Now
we go to Nihon.
Nihon tonight, queens.
Yeah, and then like in the middle of things, since it was a fan meet, they did do like a little Q&A and like game session, and that was really cute. We weren't allowed to have our phones during that, but like the MC was such a baddie. She rocked. Show happens, Don't Stop the Music was playing, and like the crowd was so freaking loud during Don't Stop the Music, and like they were all smiling so big because they could like hear us. Moved to tears.
Day Ones started. Is that the name of the song?
Yeah, Day Ones.
Day One started, and there's this moment where we don't have it recorded. However, Em was in front of me, and there was one point where she turned around and she was sobbing, and she saw me and I was sobbing, and we were just crying at the same time.
It's magical. It's because I saw something that I knew would make Soul cry the way I was crying, and so I just turned around and I was like, and sure enough, and I was like, yep.
Like we stated in a previous episode, it doesn't take much for us to start crying at a show. It's literally just the energy and like just what we were feeling at the time. And Ingrid had just finished crying over
the Youngblood cover.
Over Youngblood.
Oh god.
In the first 3 seconds of M's video of Youngblood, you can hear Ingrid
just like sobbing.
Open mouth sobbing. That's never gonna see the light of day. That's just for us.
That's just for us.
It's a good video though. Like, I got the whole thing.
Yeah.
Seeing that live, like, it was just like such a beautiful like full circle moment for me. And just like, I know, you know what? I don't want to talk about it. It was good. We'll leave it at that.
When we were listening to Youngblood in the car, like when I sent you that picture, when he was singing, I was like, this isn't Baba. I forgot that it's not his song.
I don't know the second verse because Baba doesn't sing it.
Seriously, I'm just like so used to hearing him sing it. I know all the covers were great, and it was just like, it was so amazing, and there was maybe 200 people there.
If you heard us laughing during Rhea's cover, it was not it was
At Rhea.
it was not at Rhea, I promise you. It was literally because of something M said, and it was because the lights were blue.
Blue floodlights out the ass.
Blue floodlights. And M in her video goes, man, this shit blue as fuck. And we just couldn't help but laugh. So we weren't laughing at Rhea, I promise you.
It was embarrassing because it was so quiet in there because his song is like acoustic and slow. And it wasn't like just our group of people that were laughing at me. It was like other people who heard me say that too. Because everyone had their phones out and the phone wasn't recording anything because it was all blue. And that's why I was like, damn. And like, I feel
think
bad.
he heard that?
Like, I hope he didn't. He would have only heard people laughing is the problem. And that's why I was like, it's embarrassing. And like...
Rhea, if you're listening to this, and I hope you are.
He is.
We were not laughing at you, I promise.
Your cover is beautiful, and you're beautiful, and your voice is like an angel.
I agree.
Post show, we decided to wait for them outside. I was really upset that I didn't have my Mizuki card still. I wouldn't shut up about it, honestly. We get outside, wait for them to leave. We only had to wait, like, I don't know, 45 minutes? It felt like a lifetime, but it really wasn't that long.
It was less than an hour.
Had to load out and everything. And me and Ingrid were a little closer than Amani and Sol were, and we were like paired up. And then I was complaining about my Mizuki card again, and Ingrid like yelled out to the crowd and was like, "Anybody want to trade a Mizuki?" And goes, "Guess I'll die," because no one responded.
And nobody gave a gaff when I said that. I'm like, that's really rude. I could die right now, and none of you care.
So then, like, we were also surrounded by literal, like, 18-year-olds, and it was weird. I said, I'm Hagatron 2000 over here. But they, like, came out, and they looked really good, and they were, like, sweet and just, like, waving and stuff. And when Tsubasa came out in my video, I was recording when they came out, and you can hear Ingrid go, "Tsubasa!" And Ryota was right after Tsubasa, okay? And then, like, we're like, okay, time to go. And Ingrid's like, no, they haven't all come out yet. Like, Ryota. I said, Ryota been gone, babe. I was like, he was right after Tsubasa. She's like, I didn't see him. And I was like, I'm not surprised. Like, but he's buckled in. And then they were waving goodbye to us through their sprinter window, like their back sprinter windows. They had like their flashlights and you could see them like waving, and it was really sweet. There were some people who went to the other side of the street where their sprinters were, and I thought that was ridiculous and weird.
I'm judging you really,
like,
really hard.
Don't ever do that. You should not be that close to where they're like, I don't know. That's
like,
just,
they are.
ooh.
The fact that they are even allowing us to have this experience and you're taking it to the next level, just leave it the fuck alone. Like, stay within your realm, truly.
Like, they trying to like sketch the back of the van. I know, that was fun. And then we waited with Amani for her Uber to come. And while we're waiting for our Uber, aforementioned person that was initially in front of us in line is walking down the street and is like, oh, I just have to say, like, all of your guys' outfits are so good. Like, you guys are beautiful. And I just turned, because this is the person who said they had a Mizuki card and they traded for it. And I go,
all of us saying thank you and like, oh my God, thank you so much. And then M interrupts.
I said, if I'm so beautiful, give me your Mizuki card. And I just, at gunpoint, essentially, with this person, I was like, if I'm so, just give it to me. I was like, yeah, give me your Mizuki card. I was like, it will make my whole life if you give me this card. And they were like, you know what? Just because your outfit is so cool, like, I'm gonna let you have it. And I was like, hell yeah. So I gave them my Rhea card, and they gave me Mizuki, and I got my Mizuki, and I was happy. And then I I sat on the concrete and cried because I was just like, night perfectly made. Stranger did kiss me on the forehead, and Ingrid later found their Instagram.
I found like half the people at the show on Instagram. Just know that I will find you.
Our intern means business.
When Ingrid was in New York with us, Ingrid on a trip, she still means business. She doesn't give a gaff whether she's there for pleasure or not. Like whenever we like, we're like, oh my God, this is cute. Ingrid immediately, phone out, taking a picture, recording it immediately.
And then we went home and we relived everything over and over and over and over and over again.
Right.
It was beautiful. I want to go back to Saturday though, when we went to Dover Street Market.
Oh, yes.
And we found the shirt.
Oh my God. Well, listen, first of all, I just want to say I understand being a, designer, independent, an artist, and having appreciation for your work and valuing it and whatnot. A button-up shirt does not have to be $600. Let me tell you that right now.
It doesn't need to be $600 because we need Soul to be able to afford it.
I need that shirt.
Listen, when we get the company card.
And when we get the company card, that's the first purchase. Ingrid has been keeping a log of all the inside jokes that we made the entire weekend that we were in New York. Because we were there for what? 4 days? 5 days?
5 whole days.
Nearly not enough. Because when me and Ingrid landed at O'Hare, we went,
this chopped.
Man, this chopped.
What I say in the bathroom at 108, I was like, you know what? I've been having thoughts about leaving Chicago. Michael Jordan left the Bulls. And that got y'all.
We were washing our hands in the venue, and I looked down at the faucets, and it said, Chicago faucets, and I went, oh my God, Ingrid, we're home. And you went, not me. It's all starting to make sense, because you know why? Michael Jordan left the Bulls, so...
It's the way in which I was also just very, very dead serious about it.
Loved Mary, loved Brooke.
We love Brooke.
It was a great
Brooke
time.
is the best.
Brooke is awesome. Shout out Kai for letting us sleep in her room.
That bed was comfy.
Really comfy. I love all of your things. If you ever listen to this, which I hope you do, just know that we have so much in common and I want to meet you so bad. Just looking at all of your things in your room, it felt very vulnerable. And I was like, well, I like this about her CD collection. I like this about her vinyl collection. The posters on her walls, hey, I have similar ones. So
y'all would be hand in hand.
Exactly. But yeah, New York was great. 108 was a fun time. I really hope that they come back soon and we get to see them again. And if you still don't know who 108 is after listening to this entire episode, the 108 special, if you will, I hope that you look into them. Hey,
they have 3 songs.
It's only going to take 10 minutes. So please look into them.
Take 10 minutes out of your day to listen to 108's discography.
Painted. Do you have any closing statements / cherry picks for this week?
Closing statements. I love New York and I love 108. And Serate is the best matcha latte in NYC. My cherry pick, I only have one. And it's 200 by Mark. If you know, you know. My
cherry pick of the week is It's Not Over by Daughtry.
Hell yeah, me dog.
I'm only gonna pick one just because.
I think we all just pick one, and I think it should be a song that was like special over the weekend.
Yes.
So
Daughtry was very special over the weekend. If you have watched the vlog or are actively watching it, we have a little Daughtry moment.
We have several.
He
set the tone for the trip.
Kind of the moment.
He was the theme.
We set the tone.
Because we heard him at the grocery store, and then just like after that, we were like, Daughtry's really good.
Exactly.
Oh man, the grocery store.
I thought I lost my phone in that store.
I forgot about that.
What's your cherry pick?
It's Delicia by Joe. I listened to that album on the plane like my entire time like coming.
What are we closing the episode out with?
I wish that we could do Big Pocket Slim Waist, Birkin Bag, and Gucci Shades.
All right, gamers and wonders, if you're listening.
Hell yeah, that's a good bar. Oh my god, that was good. I got chills.
Thanks. Gamers and wonders, if you're listening, this has been Cherry Notes. You can follow us on cherrynotespod.com or Cherry Notes Pod on absolutely everything. Give us a follow. Chances are Ingrid is probably running the social media accounts.
And if you get a follow back from the Cherry Notes Pod account, it was me, and then I'm going to unfollow you because I thought it was my personal account.
If you haven't watched the vlog of NYC, please watch it.
Do it. Do it.
That's enough. Good night, y'all.
Good
See ya.
night.
Bye.
Live from New York. It's Saturday night.
I know, but she keeps breaking it up. Just do
Live
it all
from
at
New York.
once.
It's Saturday night. Is that what you wanted?
I be hanging up on my wrist. If it's 1 or 8, we gon' party like this. Oh, I got the totally, and it's so not so beat. I be hanging up on my wrist. If it's 1 or